Hello everyone, my name is Armin. The program is Women and the Bible. Women, they have very important part in God's plan. He created human being, man and woman, male and female, He created them, equal. No matter who says what religion says what people they say around you, they are created equal, and none of them should rule over the other one. In the same time, God honors wives and the women as well, in terms of wives, a little bit even to have another special honor, because the roles are different. They need to give birth, they need to bear children, they need to raise them up. Mostly when children are very little, moms are the ones that take care. But for that, in order to do that properly, we need to be wise enough, but from God. Because without God, no one can be wise. Without God, no one can say, I am something. I am patient, I am peaceful, I am honorable. No. Without God, we are like dust. So I would like to talk about Esther. Very nice example for us. Though, but in the book of Esther, we don't hear God say this way. It seems like God is a little bit silent, but we see how God's plan is flowing like that, how He makes everything, how He arranges everything. We will go together and see what did Esther do, what happened to Mordecai, who was Mordecai, and how it became that Esther became a queen. So let's open our Bibles, Esther, and I will just give a little bit story. So if someone doesn't know, Esther is a Jew that was captive in Persia. She was raised under the hands of Mordecai, her cousin. She's an orphan. She doesn't have any father or mother. All she has is Mordecai, and he was the one who raised her. And in every her step, she was asking him how to do. She was following his instructions. Do you have anyone in your life that gives you instructions? That's one of the best things. If you are going to a church, follow the instructions that pastor gives. If you are not going, please, I really ask you to find a church or find godly people, or ask Jesus to bring people in your life that will give you instructions how to follow Jesus, how to go after Him. Because it's very easy to be deceived. It's very easy to be disturbed, to turn from God. And sometimes it comes very soft, very like gentle, and we don't notice that we are going far from God. So be careful. And in this case, Esther, as I said, she's an orphan, and she's living with her cousin Mordecai, who was taking care of her and who was like a father for her. And in Persia, it was Xerxes, king. And for some reason, his kind of wife, the queen Vashti, didn't obey king's order. So king was making a feast. He wanted to show his might, his power, his wealth to everyone. He arranged feast for 180 days. It's too long. In the end, he wanted to show the greatest thing of his wealth. His wife, the queen, in the royal crown. But for some reason, because maybe king was too drunk and everyone was too drunk, because wine was like overflowing and every wine was a lot, and drinks, so all the men were very drunk. So Vashti, the queen, said, no, I'm not coming. She felt maybe disgusted, but it was his husband. It was her husband. She should have obeyed him. If you are a wife, your husband says something and God, like you feel disgusted, please obey him. Otherwise, as we can read in the book, they ask the king to let her go, to find another queen instead of her. And so for Vashti cannot come back even if she regrets, even if she comes and asks even this and that. They said otherwise all the princes around him, all the wise people around the king, they advised king to do so. They said because every wife will hear this and they will not obey their husbands. One person's deed can affect to everyone. Someone can bring a curse to a nation or a family or a community or a church, or bring blessing. Are you the one who is bringing blessing, or you are the one who is bringing curse? Please be the one that God can flow in and He can come in and bless everyone. First of all, inside you should be blessed. So now there is no queen, and king, he needs a queen. So the same wise men, they advise him, bring many virgins, beautiful girls, and whoever pleases you the most, whomever you like the most, whoever finds favor in your eyes, make her a queen, someone who will be better than Vashti, who will be obeying you. Basically, it is what they mean. Whoever will give good example, whoever will be good example and good honor for you. Because in the Proverbs, if you read, it says she is doing good to her household, to her husband, and not harm. In these terms, in this case, Vashti did harm to her husband. She didn't obey him, and she brought curse, and everyone escaped, and they said, no, she can't stay as a queen. Wherever you are in your position, see whatever you are doing, is it the right thing to do or not? Don't say, I'm the queen, I will do whatever I want. You are a queen to obey the king and to obey the Lord, the God, Jesus Christ. We are all servants. We are all should be obeying him, because he is the Lord of the Lord and the King of the kings. Because he didn't come just to have a joy, he shed his blood for us. He paid so high price for us. He did something that no one else did for us, and no one else could ever even done for us. So Vashti chose the worst. So what we learned from Vashti, that we should obey our husbands. When we see that we can bring blessing, please, let us bring blessing and not harm. Otherwise we will be moved out and someone else God will bring just to... But also God was preparing the way, because Haman, we will see later, he wanted to kill all the Jews. So he was preparing the plan, the ground for Esther to come and to be able to deliver God's people. God chose you. God chose you to be a tool that God will deliver people. God cannot come and just deliver without anything else like that. He needs tools. He needs flesh, body that he will kind of like enter. It's his spirit that comes inside of us and move. We just need to be obedient. Vashti, she wasn't obedient. Someone who is not obedient to her husband cannot be obedient to Jesus. So first of all, if you want to be someone useful for God, be obedient to people that are beside you, that are maybe your leader, maybe your husband. It's not about to be equal. We are equal. But God puts rules to rule, to have structure. Without structure, everything falls. So Vashti, she disobeyed him, and she was removed. And so they announced everywhere, and they brought many young girls. They looked young, and they were very beautiful. And they brought, and they needed to prepare every girl. They needed 1 year to prepare to go and stand in front of the Lord. And Esther was in the list. She came also. She didn't say, no, I'm Jew, and she didn't, by the way, say her origins. So as we continue reading later, we will see how she could please the king. It's not that easy to please the king. If you have someone at work or in the church, or someone that you would like to please, please follow the example of Esther that we will read now. Don't go and do whatever you think is the right way to do. Go and ask the person who knows. Ask maybe your pastor, ask maybe even your husband, ask maybe someone that knows, or ask Jesus if you really need to please person. But the best is also we can read that Jesus is the King, and we need to please the King Jesus. So God puts people that we can go and learn from them. If you see someone that could please God, go and ask. Humble yourself and ask, and it will add blessings on you and not the curse. So let's get started from chapter 2, book of Esther, chapter 2, 8 to 11. Here it says, when the king's order and edict have been proclaimed, many young women were brought to the citadel of Susa and put under the care of Haggai. Esther was also taken to the king's palace and entrusted to Haggai, who had charge of the harem. She pleased him and won his favor. It's very important. If you want to please king, start from the one that is appointed over you. First of all, be able to please him, to find favor in his eyes. You can't find favor by saying, no, he should like me just because I'm good. No. Good in what? Good according to which principles? If by principles of God, yes, he will be pleased and you will find favor. But if you bring principles of the world, if I dress up this way, if I wear that one, if I say the words this way, that world teaches you, that you found maybe in the internet, that you found in the college maybe, or maybe in the workplace or somewhere else, leave them aside. Take Bible as your principle, as your guidance, as your structurer, as your instructor, and you will see that you will find favor. If you talk godly, you will find favor. If you talk from Jesus, according to his word, you will please everyone. And the first step to succeed in her case, it was to find favor and in the person who was in charge for her, Haggai. And later we will see how the second step, how she could please the king by using Haggai's advice. Thank you for watching, and God bless you abundantly, and see you in the next episode.